Hello, welcome to Simply Scrapbooked. This is the next page that we're going to make. It's called the crisscross. So we've got a crisscross here with a printed designer print page, and we've got a cardstock, and we've got a solid background or a very mild pattern background, and then just embellishments at the crisscross. So that's all you really need. So let me show you one more time. You've got your background papers. I'm going to use these two very lightly printed yellows. And then I am going to use as my print the pink polka dot. And then you can see my solid right here. I've got some embellishments for the crisscross, and then I do have these for a title. Of course, I've got my handy dandy Creative Memories 12-inch trimmer. You've heard me talk about it a million times, but you know you've got to have a trimmer, a 12-inch trimmer. And if you're going to have one, you should have this one. It's the Creative Memories one. It slices through like nothing you've ever seen before. I've had them all, guys. I've had every trimmer Creative Memories has had since the beginning, and this one is the best. So if you don't have it, it's $49. Invest in it, and you will love it. And then, of course, you're going to need an adhesive. I am going to use the repositionable tape runner. You can tell it's repositionable because of the green cartridge, because I am going to be putting down things like this embellishment here that's got all the little details to it. And then I'm going to have some foam squares as well. And when I do my my embellishments that are small and I run my repositionable tape runner over it, I'm going to have a sheet of backing. This is from the foam squares when they're all gone, or a sheet of sticker paper where all the stickers are gone from it, because that way when you run your tape runner across it, it keeps the extra tape runner from sticking down. So let's get started. All right, so to make this page, I'm going to be cutting the same shapes out of the cardstock and the print. So I'm going to cut them together since that's not too heavy to cut all at one time with my trimmer. So I'm going to put this in. Let me go on and pull that arm out just to keep everything steady, just in case here. Keep it all straight. I'm going to go to 3 inches. And that should cut all the way through. And then let's see here. I'm going to go ahead and cut this one while I'm here. I'm going to cut this one to 5 inches. And then make sure it's all together. And I'm going to cut this one to 5 inches again. Okay. Then I'm going to come back to my 2 sheets. And I'm going to turn them. Okay. So we cut off this side, and now I'm going to turn it. Then I'm going back to the 3-inch mark again, and I'm cutting another strip. And then I'm going to do it one more time at 3 inches. Okay. So that'll give me 2 solids and 2 prints. Going to keep those together. And then out of this one now should be about 6 inches long. We only want it to be 5. So I'm going to put it right here. Actually, it is 5. How about that? No, it didn't. It's an inch too far. I'm going to cut off an inch. That's what it is. I'm going to cut off an inch. So I'm going to put it in there, take off an inch, and then what's left, if I put it down over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm just counting my squares here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it is 5 inches now. And then I'm going to come back and cut these at 3 as well. All right. So that should give me now 4 sets that are 3 by 5, Okay. And then I've got left my 2 long strips. Now, with this trimmer, if you can see up close here, there's a dotted line here and a dotted line right next to it here. You're going to be lining things up on this first dotted line because that's where it cuts. And that's why this one's a little worn down, because that's where it cuts. And by the way, you can take this out and flip it over. And there's another side to it. You can also do, I'm going to go ahead and do this. Flip it around this way. Oops, put it back in. And now my good clear side is now on the left. So that's where I'm going to cut now, is on this clear dotted line, the very good dotted line. So you're going to put your trimmer down. You're going to take your 2 rectangles. You're going to line up the left point on the dotted line, and then you're going to do the opposite point on this dotted line right there. So they're lined up, dotted line to dotted line, and we're going to cut diagonally here and make 2 triangles. I cut a little slower just to make sure everything doesn't move. And now I can see I'm starting to get my crisscross shapes. Now with this one, I don't want to go this direction because that'll give me the same shape. I want to go this direction so that my opposite page can go the opposite way. So I'm going to line this corner up and this corner up. And I cut a little slower so things won't move. And that should give me my opposite directions and my opposite directions. It does. Okay, done with the trimmer. We can put that away. Let me gather up all my stuff here, all my triangles. Get our scraps out of the way. And bring in our background paper. All right, so we've got our 2 sheets of background paper. What we're going to do is put a patterned triangle and a solid triangle up here at the top. I'm bringing it in about 1/8 of an inch from the top. Now, if you are a measurer, I am not, but if you are, there is over on the side, let me bring this up here. Over here on the side of your mat, of your cutting mat, there's 1/8 of an inch right there. See right there? There's 1 inch and there's 1/8 of an inch. So you could line this up here in the corner. And then you could line this up right there at 1/8 of an inch. And then just take that mark, that's another 1/8, and line it up straight at 1/8 of an inch. Now, I believe that this is a handcraft, and therefore it's made by hand. And when you do things by hand, there are going to be not really mistakes, but there's going to be things that come out different. They're not always going to be exactly the same. So what I'm going to do is put the matching ones here in the middle. So that means I'm going to put my pink polka dots together here. And up top, I'm going to have the solid. And I like to put the print on top. I just think that it shows a little more variety on the page when you put the print up top. And then with these guys, I like the print on the outside and the solid there. Print right here. And we'll scooch them around to where they all fit. And then a print here. There we go. And then you actually have 2 left over. All right. So let me stick all this down. Now I'm going to flip it over to stick it down. Now with this edge, if you really want that tip to go down well, you can take your little extra sticker paper and run it right down there so that it doesn't stick to anything and you can get that tip. So I'm going in about 1/8 of an inch and just kind of eyeballing it to make sure it's all the way across. And then here I can go in about 1/8 of an inch. And then I've got the blue triangle to line it up with. So if I get this side down, then I can get the bottom down just right along the side of the blue triangle that's already there. And then I'm going to move up top and do the top one as well. So there's my top one. And then I've got a pink one. There we go. And then I'm going to come over here and get my triangles down again over on this side. And again, if you are somebody who really wants everything straight, you could line these 2 pages up, make it where they're exactly even here, and then you could make this be exactly even, the pinks exactly even from one page to the other, and then match your blue all the way across. Okay? Okay, there's that blue, and one last pink triangle. There we go. All right, so now all I've got to do is stick these down and then embellish. So let me do that. It's a little over 1/4 of an inch on the side there. And then I bring this one up just a little higher. Try to center it on the cross right there. And then this one, I try to keep that spacing about the same, the 1/4 of an inch between. And about 1/4 of an inch right there. Okay, and then move over to the other side. Okay, one more and we're done. All right, so all those are down. So all that's left to do is decorate. So it looks really great when you have things from one set. Like I'm going to use these, I think this was Spring Cottage. I'm going to use things from that set. No, we'll put this one up top. And then You Make Me Smile right there. All right, so I am going to pop these up with foam squares. So I'm probably going to use both. I'll use some of the big ones and then I'll use the little ones into the details. And then I'm going to use my repositionable tape runner on these laser cutouts here. Some people really like to use a lot of foam squares, and other people would put down one. I am of the camp of the use a lot category. I just want to make sure everything's going to stay popped up over the years. So then I'm peeling off the little backings. And then this one I'm going to put straight up and down because it's a tree. And then this one, probably going to tilt it a little bit. There we go. And then I'm going to go back and take these off. And get that little one off of there. And this one will go up top. And I'm going to tilt it just a bit so that it barely hits the top. And I don't want it to take up the whole thing here where my title's going to go. Let me go on and do that now. I'm going to take my extra sticker sheet. And you see, I'm just going to run this across it. And it's going to stick right where it should. And it's not going to stick where there's nothing there. It's what I love about this tape runner. And then this one, it fits right up in the top. There's like it was made for it. There's like a little space between the U and the make me that just seems fit to have that circle in there. It's just perfect for it. There we go. You make me smile. And then over here, just a couple more little foam squares. And we'll be finished, and I can show you this in a couple of other designs. It really came out amazing in Cue the Blue and in a Painted Garden. All right. There. All right. Let's take these off. Then the little guys. Sometimes it's hard when you don't have nails to get those little foam squares backings to come off. All right, so there is our 2-page spread. How pretty is that? Wouldn't that be great for Easter or even like a gender reveal party? I think that would be great. Or pictures of a nursery. I love the pastels together. I think it would be wonderful. So at the beginning, I showed you this one. This is Painted Garden. There we go. I used the hummingbirds. And this is one of my favorite pieces of paper ever. And then this one was out of Super Duper Girl and Super Duper Boy. Here we go, meeting Rapunzel. So we had some magic moments there. And then I've left this one blank to add some paper to journal. That's what that one's going to be for. And then this one is Cue the Blue. So I used the printed vellum here. Actually, that's upside down. Let's do it this way. There we go. The flowers were going upside down. So this is Cue the Blue, and then the blue shimmer cardstock. And then there's one more to show you, and this is probably my favorite, and it was an accident. This one used some old paper. Whoops, let's get it right. This way. This one used some older paper from Mia Moore. And instead of using a cardstock, I used a print. And so when I cut my triangles, when I had my little rectangles and I did the diagonal, I came up with all these triangles and they weren't matching, because to get this angle here, I had to flip it over. And so I had this side that I wasn't planning on using. But then I just flipped some of these guys and put them on this side, and I used this one over on this side, and I love this page. I think it's really, really pretty. So that is my crisscross page. I hope you liked it. Please go out to Simply Scrapbooked on Facebook, join the Facebook group, like and comment, and there's a YouTube channel of mine called Simply Scrapbooked also. Love to see you out there. We'll see you next time.